Giving a shout out to Georgetown because of Will. I would love to watch every one of you play, and if you need more eligibility too. Anderson County needs a big kid. We've always needed a big kid, so we'll love to have you. You know, it's such a pleasure to be able to talk about this young man. He made me look like I could coach. He had 29 rebounds in one game. That's absolutely amazing. Have you ever seen Dennis Rodman's, and I don't know if you can hear me if I walk a little, Rodman's dive out for the ball? I would do that, but I'm too old now. Will dove out for the ball one time, into the water cooler, knocked it down, and come up with the ball on the play, and we scored. That was Will Carlton. Every one of you coaches out there would love to have Will Carlton. If you're a CEO or if you have a job, hire Will Carlton. Hire him today. And the reason I tell you is because the integrity the young man carries. The people that got up and talked about the NAIA servant leadership, Will has his name behind that. He is. I want to tell you a little about Will, and I don't want to take too long. I know you've been here a long time, and I know players are ready to go play. I don't blame you at all, and coaches are ready to coach, and I enjoy watching. But Will grew up in a church. Sometimes in that church, he was an anxious young boy, like I see his little boy right now. He would run around the pews, and the preacher would look at him, "Sit down, Will, please." But all that time, all that energy went into that. And you know what he found in that church? Through his grandmother, through his family. He found faith. And through that, he come through our middle school. And Will's a heck of a player. I knew it when he was coming through. But I will tell you, Will, you got a little full of yourself one time. And you won the referee a while, if you remember. And then we got in there and we had to have a little come to Jesus talk with Will. And I heard these coaches talk about this, coachability. Coach, I appreciate you saying that, because that's a big thing in athletics. But we had that discipline talk with Will. And most guys, and especially right now, most guys, when you do this, they'll do this, Mike. They'll turn their head. What do you mean, that talking to me? Yeah. But Will look dead at you right in the eye and said, "Yes, sir. I'll do what you need me to do." And he come to the high school. Man, did he play. Did he lay it on the line there? Will, I think I'm right about this. AAU basketball, you played against Kevin Garnett. He called me. Now, he can do something special for you here today, too. He can take a tooth out and sort of laugh at you and say, "I'm a warrior. I'm a competitor." See, you would love to have Will because he did that. And he called me and said, "I played against Kevin Garnett." And I'll guarantee you now, Anderson, Happy can attest to this. By the way, Happy Osmond needs as much a credit for Will Carlton than any coach like me that it does. Happy is the guy that he played for at Georgetown, and we'll relate to that later. But man, did he said, I guarantee you, Will, you didn't foul him 10 times, you might have fouled him 15 times, but he didn't get to play right, did he, Will? You laid it on the line against Kevin Garnett, NBA player. And when it finished, Garnett didn't have it 8. He said, "I got 6, Garnett got 8. I said, "My goodness, can you make me proud?" You know, going all through his career, we won over 20 games when he was at the high school with us in Anderson County in Kentucky. Scott County, the team that represents our region, is Georgetown. It's a county school there. They beat us in the finals. Will cries to the unlimited because he loves his teammates. That's what I'm telling you. If you're a great teammate, it takes more to make the Hall of Fame than just numbers, too. If you're a great teammate, it means a lot. See, Will thought he lost the game. He just had 22 rebounds, 23 points, and 9 assists, and he lost the game for us. He didn't lose the game. He's the one who put us in the championship game. Without him, we're not there. Daddy. He leaves and he goes to Utah to play as the likes of Doliak, Van Horn, and Andre Miller, NBA players. Wasn't a real home for Will, though. Found his home in Georgetown with you, Happy. Happy Osmond at Georgetown. They were 101-13 during Will's tenure at Georgetown. Weren't you glad you had him, Happy? I'll guarantee you, any coach, anybody out there would love to have Will on their team. It's been amazing what he does. But the most proud I am of Will right now. And I'll tell you right now, Will, in front of all these people, you're a great father. He's a great family man. He's a great husband. Jerry's a great son. Graham, he's a great brother. And we all love Will from Anderson County, from Georgetown College. The reason that Will is, and we all could use this in our life, Will has faith. He's got faith in his teammates that he'll play for, and I'm sure he'll talk about them tonight. He had faith in his college. He had faith in his high school. He had faith in the Lord. He loves his family. He loves his friends. See, if you want to hire somebody, or you want Kansas City represented even at a higher level, let's hire Will Carlton, our inductee from Anderson County and Georgetown College. Will Carlton here to talk. Thank you.
Hey.
It's Daddy. It's Daddy. Talk to Daddy. Talk to Daddy.
I want to make sure everybody knows I do have a job already.
That's great.
Thank you, Coach Drury, for that wonderful introduction. You guys, you players, I don't know how you feel. I'm ready to go play now. And every time I hear Coach speak, it gives me chills. You know, if you were walking down a field there and walking along a fence and you came across a turtle up on top of a fence post, you would think to yourself, man, what an accomplishment for this turtle to make it to the top of a fence post. But if you had any sense at all, you get to thinking about it and you realize somebody had to come along and help that turtle get up to the top of that fence post. And such is the case that I stand here before you today. I want to thank the members of the NAIA for their consideration here and all the folks that helped make this possible. There's a ton of them, and I won't mention them because I want to thank them personally. I don't want to leave anybody out. I want to thank Coach Drury. There's somewhere between 100, 150 coaches here, and a lot of you players, I imagine, will want to get into coaching one day when you get done. And I want you to listen to me, and I want you to take this home with you. You know, we all you coaches want to win championships, and that's understandable. That's not going to happen. But if you're as lucky enough to have as profound an impact on one of your players as Coach Drury has had on my life, and you mean as much to one of your players as he has meant in my life, then your coaching career has been a success. Wins, losses, and championships be damned. I'm here tonight because he came into my life when I needed him most. When I needed somebody to take the talents and the skills that the good Lord blessed me with and to turn that into something useful and to be a father figure for me. And Coach, I love you and I thank you for your guidance through the years. He taught me what a work ethic is and the will to win. And, you know, he talks about being coachable. And I do remember once as a freshman, I got to practice with the varsity, and that was kind of uncommon at the time. And I did think a little bit of myself for being able to do that. And he gave me an instruction or a direction. And I don't remember what I said, but it wasn't yes, sir. And we started at the foul line on one end of the court with his finger in my chest, and by the time he was done, I was up against the wall on the other side of the floor. And I learned from that day never to question a coach ever again. I want to acknowledge his wife, Jennifer. She's here with me today. They've made the long journey out here, and they've been married for over 30 years and raised two beautiful children. And together, they've been a rock-solid Christian example of how to live your life for the hundreds of ball players that have come through the system. And Jennifer, I thank you for coming out and being able to share this night with me. I want to thank Happy for the opportunity to play at Georgetown. Needed somewhere to go, and then I only made one call when I decided to transfer. And when Happy took over Georgetown in 1996, Georgetown was on that doorstep. They were knocking on that door. They'd been close to it, but he took them over the top. He put them from on that doorstep into the national spotlight and a perennial contender. I want to thank Georgetown College's current coach, Coach Briggs. He's meant a lot to me in his friendship. We've been friends long before he became coach at Georgetown. And, you know, he's not 40 yet. He's already got a national title. And if he stays hungry and stays humble, he's got a bright future. And it has a possibility of becoming an all-timer in this profession. And he's kept me around the program, and he's let me come talk to the guys, let me be a part of things. And Coach Briggs, I thank you for letting me pretend to hang on there a little bit. I appreciate all you do for carrying the torch for Georgetown. And together, Happy and Coach Briggs has taken Georgetown into the national spotlight and really made them the premier program in NAIA, and I'll have more on that in just a second. I want to acknowledge my family here that made the trek all the way from central Kentucky. I want to say hi to my father down there. Call him Pop. He's 71, currently battling cancer. He's got a bad heart. He's on the winning side of alcoholism, and a great inspiration to me. And Dad, I love you, and I look forward to many rounds of golf with you this summer. I'll say this. You guys play golf. No, this golf is not a fair game. I've been playing for 30 years. Never had a hole-in-one. And my dad's been playing about 7 or 8 years. And he's so old, he has to use a driver on the par 3s. But I'll be darned if he doesn't have 2 hole-in-ones. To his own credit. So that, he has that going for him. Pop, I love you. Little brother made it out here. Uncle G, we call him. And is for all the basketball accolades I've received through the years, if you're talking about all-around athletes, I'm probably just the second best Carlton in the room. Best athlete, best wrestler Anderson County's ever had. MVP of the baseball team his senior year. Football coach begged him to come out and play football. Didn't have any interest in that. Just a great guy, and Graham, I'm proud to call you brother. I love you. And you won't meet a finer young gentleman, strong in his convictions, and doesn't waver on how he feels about things. And he'll tell you, and he'll stick to his guns. I brought my 3 kids with me. Harrison, he's not paying a bit of attention. No. That's okay. 2 little girls here, Katie Bell and Izzy. And I'm so proud of all 3 of them. Girls, you know, if you never played basketball, that's okay. If you want to play softball or golf, or if you want to play the flute in the band, that's okay too. I hope that you find something that you're passionate about, something that you love, and that you put your heart and soul into it, because when you do that, you reap the rewards. You find true happiness. I've intentionally left my wife for last, because you're supposed to save the best for last. Jesse, we've been married for 12 years.
Better know that.
And, you know, I was an All-American basketball player back in the day. I am not an All-American husband. I don't even know that I would be honorable mention sometimes. You know, she puts up with my quirks and my idiosyncrasies and my incessant need to be playing something or doing something or going somewhere all the time. Reminds me, Jesse, it's okay if I play golf with Dad.
Jeez Louise.
I found out that if you ask her in front of other people, she has a hard time saying it. And so As proud as I am to be going into this Hall of Fame, I'm more proud of the life she and I have built together and the 3 beautiful children that we have. And I look forward to growing old and spending the remainder of our days on this planet together. And I love you. And I don't say that enough. And I'm going to end on this. I made a comment ago that I want to back up. I need Georgetown College and their coaches and their entourage to stand up for a second, please. Go ahead. Georgetown College. Now, my wife has accused me of being overly confident at times. That's not the word she uses. So I'm going to be maybe overly confident right now. Georgetown College, let me read you by the numbers here. Number 1 all-time wins, more than 120 more than the next closest team. 34 all-time appearances, most all-time. They are currently in their 24th consecutive appearance, also a record. 61. Katie Bell and Izzy, what's 61 plus 5? 66. 61 all-time wins in the national tournament, a record, soon to be 66. 37 All-Americans, 12 more than the next closest school. Since 1997, nobody has more Final Four appearances. Nobody has more titles. I'm proud to be up here as an ambassador for Georgetown and a representative. And I want you to know that I strongly feel that Georgetown is the greatest tradition in NAIA basketball. Thank you again. Thank you for your time. Good luck to all the coaches and players. Thank you.
One more time, can we please give a round of applause to all of our 2015